Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. The phone number here is 888-825-5225. Gareg is with us in Canada. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I appreciate you taking my call. First-time caller. I'm honored to talk to you. So my question is more of a principles question rather than financial. So I'll give you some context after. But my question is, should I accept my girlfriend's extremely generous offer of paying off my debt for me?
No.
Okay. I thought you might say that. I'm very hesitant. She made the offer about a week ago, and I've been sitting on it. So
you don't pay off dating relationships debt. You do that when you're married. When you get married.
Well, that's the thing. So we're both divorced, and we since my divorce, I've actually considered getting married again. I thought I never would get married again. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, we're in a long distance relationship. I'm in Canada, she's in Switzerland. And part of the reason to pay off the debts is so that I can afford to save up for trips to see each other back and forth.
Why can't you save up? What's your job like?
Well, because I'm trying to pay off these debts, right? But I'm currently on track to try and clear these before next summer. So before the beginning of next summer. That's my goal.
How much is it?
And, it's about $35,000.
What do you make, sir?
Okay. What do I make? Approximately $85,000 gross.
And so what's it take to fly to Switzerland? How much money does it take to buy an airline ticket from where you are to Switzerland?
$1,600 approximately.
Okay. So tell her to buy an airline ticket and come to Canada and visit.
Yeah, she's done that a couple times.
Okay.
And already, so we
you want to increase the frequency of the trips by her paying off your debt. No, thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't match up. What she's saying is, I'd rather pay $35,000 in debt than $1,600 to go to Canada. That doesn't make sense mathematically or logically.
Fair enough. Okay. I get so that I can also go there back and forth and just be a little more fair about it instead of.
Well, you don't really have the money to do that. I think if you set up the conversation and say, okay, we both agree that it's important for this debt to be gone. However, how we do it is where we differ. I think it's my responsibility to pay off my debt. We're not married. I don't want to put you in that situation. So what I need from you is to support me in the best way possible, which your support for me would be if you could come visit me while I'm busy paying off this debt and putting my income towards that. That would be the best way to support me during this time.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of that's what I was originally thinking, and I just didn't know if I should.
Yeah, you're going to change the tune of the relationship. You're going to change the whole thing if she pays you off your debt.
Yeah,
you know the old joke. You know the old joke. If you loan your brother-in-law $100 and he never speaks to you again, is it worth the money?
Right.
Yeah. Because what happens when you loan people money is it changes the relationship. Mm-hmm. You're now she's looking at you as like, and you're going, I feel like didn't own it. It's all this other stuff now enters into the equation rather than I'm a dude over here doing my thing, girl over there doing her thing.
Yep.
We'd be talking. That's way different than you got into my wallet.
You already have distance working against you. You definitely don't need borrowed money working against you.
Yeah, or just any kind of feigned obligation. I mean, what happens if she pays that off and then this relationship goes sideways? Oh, now what are we going to do? Ooh. Then she calls us on the air and goes, I was so dumb. I paid off this guy's debt over in Canada. And we're like, yeah, you were.
Yeah.
That'll be the call right here.
That is. Like, I know that we're talking to Gareg, but I'm like, I want to talk to the girlfriend because I need to make her understand this is a bad move to even offer.
Yeah. So, folks, do not pay debts for people you're not married to. Do not buy houses and cars for or with people you're not married to. Crap happens, and you're going to get sideways, and you're going to have a problem. The worst one I can ever remember was a guy bought a house with his girlfriend. They're going to shack up, and he gets killed in a car wreck, and now she owns the house. There's no will. She now owns the house with her future mother-in-law.
Oh, Lord.
She's now a partner.
Oh, my gosh.
Because she's not his heir. They're not married.
Yeah, that's right.
So his half of that house goes to his mother.
Oh, my gosh.
Who she didn't like, of course.
Of course.
And now this is great. Now I have a partnership.
Ugh.
This is the crap you don't think of when you think, oh, we're just going to play house and instead of really being like grown-ups and get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, it changes the whole deal, man. So.
I remember a guy called in. Yeah, he had a girlfriend. He co-signed on the car with her $18,000.
And
they broke up.
And she got the car.
Well, she stopped paying it. And he called in. He said, hey, I've got a mountain of debt. She's not paying the loan. How do I get out of it? I said, is she going to refinance it over and put it in her name? He said, no. I said, well, you better add it to your debt snowball then.
You better get rid of that car.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
She wouldn't sell it? Ooh.
Yep, that's the problem. So that's the kind of stuff we run into these days. And it's the unintended consequences, not thinking things all the way through. There's an old book out 100 years ago by Dr. Stephen Covey called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah.
And one of the habits is begin with the end in mind.
Smart.
Yeah. So begin with everything possibly falling apart that could fall apart in mind, and you'll go, oh, I would never do that.
Well, yeah, that's opposite of what you want to do, because when you're excited about something, you like to visualize all the ways that it works out and,
there's only one way it works, and if it's all works.
Yeah, that's
And it
right.
never works that way.
That's right.
Nothing ever works the way it's supposed to, ever. Exactly. The timeline, something changes, and then there you are, caught.
But that's not being a Debbie Downer, and it's not being a pessimistic. That's just being logical.
We're not dream killers. We're nightmare killers. Because your little dream's going to be a nightmare, and we're going to kill it before we can let it grow. Kill it now. Stomp that thing. Yeah. Nip it in the bud.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
I'm happy to kill your nightmare. You just don't see it as a nightmare. You see it as a dream. But I'll help you with that. And so, because we love you and we want you to win, we want you to prosper. We're thinking about the good version of you 10 years from now that has survived all of life's bumps and bruises and prospered anyway. And that's how successful people actually do it. They fail forward.
That's right.
They don't make a set of assumptions that things are always going to work out the way they are. So there's about 90 ways this could go wrong and only one way it goes right. So we don't do it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say most success is a result of something that was learned, not a bright idea that was executed the right way the first time. Yeah. I mean, the number of times we've launched a product at Ramsey that the prototype ever sees the light of day is precisely zero. What we think is going to work doesn't make it through beta. Right. It doesn't make it through alpha. It doesn't make it through any of those Greek letters because it is a delta. And so there you go. You looked that one up. Anyway. Open phones here at 888-825-5225.
Okay, Rachel, the internet officially knows too much about all of us.
So much, George. I mean, our names, our addresses, even our relatives' names. And what's crazy is even if you opt out, data broker websites can still get your info.
Don't like that. No. And just a year ago, get this, the average person had about 300 pieces of personal data floating around online. Now it's over 600. It has doubled in a year.
You guys, that is so concerning because that info then can be used in phishing scams, impersonation, and even harassment. That's why George and I both use and love Delete Me.
Yes, Delete Me scrubs your personal info from hundreds of these data broker sites, not just once, but all year long. And there's real privacy experts behind the scenes doing this, not bots. So this is digital hygiene we all need.
We all need it. And then they will send you a detailed report showing exactly where they found your data and what they removed. And you can even request custom removals. if you have something specific you want them to look out for.
Exactly. And this is not being paranoid. This is staying protected. And so far, Delete Me has removed my info from 240 listings and saved me 94 hours of time it would have taken me to do it.
I love it. And you guys, in a world where strangers can Google your grandma and get enough info to scam her in just 2 clicks, Delete Me gives you peace of mind.
Yes, so go to joindeleteme.com/Ramsey for 20% off. And that discount brings their annual plans down to about $9 a month. So go check it out, joindeleteme.com/Ramsey.
Steve is in Pennsylvania. Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So my wife is pregnant with baby number 2.
Yay!
Yes, we are shocked and very excited. We have about $30,000 in debt.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving for a job in the coming spring. How should I handle debt payoff and preparing for baby?
When's baby due?
End of April, beginning of May.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're moving before a baby comes in the 9th month of a pregnancy?
It's a little less than ideal, yes.
Sounds like suicide, my man.
I agree.
Why are you moving at that date? What's driving the date to be crazy?
That's when we agreed with my employer about making the move would be in the spring before that we found out we were pregnant.
Okay. So you're being transferred with the same company?
Correct.
Okay. Have you said anything to them about possibly coming a month later or 2 months earlier?
We haven't. I've spoke with my wife about that, and she said that she would prefer to be moved before the baby comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then 2 months earlier. I don't want to move in the 9th month.
Okay.
That's just
It's a lot of stress.
My wife Sharon's had 3 children, and I can't imagine asking her to move our home in the 9th month of a pregnancy. It's tough enough to do it. It's tough enough to do it 2 months after a child's born.
I did that. That's tough.
Yeah. And so it's just a bad plan. But anyway, we're going to move in the spring sometime. So your question still stands now that I got into your business. But you called and asked, so there you go. But anyway, so and what's your household income again?
I make around 100,000. I work about 45 hours a week, and I have unlimited overtime available.
Okay. Do you have any money saved? I know you said you have $30K in debt, but I'm just asking.
We have baby step 1 done, and we've been working on paying off the debt. I guess one thing that would be important to make of note is the debt is solar panels. So it's kind of tied to the house that we would sell.
That's your only debt?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, number one, in general terms, what we tell folks to do when you know you're in a storm, and I got a baby on the ways of being in a storm, is to push pause on your baby steps and just stack cash. So even if we weren't talking about moving, even if we weren't talking about all the other things, we would just generally say, let's see how high a stack of cash we can build. As much as we would have put on the debt, which is a lot, the same intensity, we're going to stack cash with. And then if health insurance covers what it's supposed to, which is most everything, and if and if everything goes well, baby and mama come home, everything's okay. The day they come home, we push play again, which means we would empty out this account that we haven't used, but was there just in case. We empty it out down to $1,000, and so you really don't lose any traction mathematically that way. In your case, what you're going to have is a stack of cash. You sell your house, solar panels are cleared, you have no debt. You make the move, your stack of cash becomes your emergency fund. You go to the new place and rent, and you start saving towards the down payment.
Okay. That's what we were thinking. So
how much equity have you got in your house?
I was going to ask.
I think when we sell the home, so we bought a fixer-upper, and we've pretty much completely redone everything. I think we stand to make about $50K minimum in equity.
Above the solar panels.
But no, that would be not including the solar panels. If we take the solar panels out, I think it'd be about $25K. That's on the low end,
Yeah.
though.
Okay. And if you stack $25K, then you say, or let's call that your emergency fund. Whatever you stack, if you call that your emergency fund, because you don't end up having to use it after the move, then you've got $25K to put as a down payment on the other side, if that works.
Okay.
And I'm going a step deeper. I don't know when you plan on putting your house on the market, but just having that cash there also, I'm thinking two things. Moving in general is so expensive. So you're moving from Pennsylvania to where?
South Carolina.
Yeah. So just keeping in mind, like, start pricing that out now, because when we moved from South Florida here to Tennessee, the boxes alone, the U-Haul truck, are you going to get one of the pods? Are you going to, all that stuff? If your stipend doesn't cover it, like, that's, if you're even getting a stipend, I don't know. But just price that out, because there's a lot going on there that has the potential to creep up on you.
Yeah, it can turn into a serious chunk of money.
100%.
Yeah,
Dave, I was shook when I saw the cost to have someone drive your stuff midway across the country.
Boxes.
$20,000.
That we're throwing away. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a big deal. Yeah, it's pretty serious. So, yeah, that's be ready for all of that. Plan that out. Plan the move out, and try to plan to where you're not moving with a 3-month or 3-day-old child, or a child that's getting ready to come in the next 3 days. That's just the worst possible scenario from a family standpoint.
It really is. It really is.
The further back you can dial it, one way or the other, outside the 9th month, either after the baby is born or before. She said she wants to move before, so let's talk about, February.
Yeah, can't hurt to ask.
Yeah,
can't hurt to ask.
It probably doesn't make that much difference to them anyway. So yeah, I'm going to ask for sure. Good question. Denise is in New Jersey. Hi, Denise. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How can I help?
Yes. So I just received a personal injury settlement of $200,000. And I know you don't like municipal bonds, but I'm hoping you tell me in my case it's okay to do. I already have CDs, $450,000 in CDs. I have mutual funds, $230,000. I have savings and checking. I have I have no debt. So I don't need to shelter the $200,000 because it will be tax-free on a personal injury. But I really don't want any more interest.
I don't understand. You don't want the money to grow?
You don't want compound interest?
Well, it's going to put me in another tax bracket.
So what? There's not 100% tax bracket. So Dave, I want to make $2,000 instead of $40,000 because of the tax bracket. That's not logical, Denise.
No.
Okay, so you think annuities then would be?
No. How old are you?
78.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've got all kinds of people in your ear, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know what to do with the money. I mean, and more CDs, I don't think I can add it to my IRA.
No, you can't. All right. So you are someone that risk terrifies you, doesn't it?
Well, not so much at my age. No, I mean, I really, I think I have enough for, to take care of myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Without
well,
the
I mean, if I
200,000,
put, I'm 65, so I'm a little bit younger than you, but not much. And if I put $250,000 in a high yield savings account or CDs, and I make 3% on it, and instead I could have put it in a mutual fund and made 13%, that means I missed out on $25,000 a year worth of income, which is what you've done with the CDs and what you're getting ready to do with these bonds. So you need to decide if you are willing to put more money in mutual funds or not. And I would sit down with a Smart Investor Pro at RamseySolutions.com and start to learn about the market and how the market's performing and what's going on, and get comfortable with it. I personally, would take the $250,000 that's in CDs and I would put it in mutual funds, and I'd put this $200,000 in mutual funds. But I want you to get comfortable with it before you go do that. But no, I'm not dumbing it down to municipal bonds. And no, I'm not going to tell you I would do that, because I wouldn't do that. That would be a lie. I've seen people do everything possible to get out of debt, selling stuff, starting side hustles, canceling subscriptions, giving up eating at restaurants, even turning off the air conditioner in the summer and sweating through it. But most of them don't know they're overpaying for their phone plan. With Boost Mobile, you get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month. That's it. And that $25 never goes up. No contracts, no junk fees, and no tricks. So do the math. It's not that hard. And go to boostmobile.com/Ramsey. Restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com/Ramsey for details. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and feeling like you can't get ahead, join one of our free Every Dollar trainings. There's new trainings every week this month. They're all hosted by one of the Ramsey personalities, either Jade or George or Rachel. Jade, when's your next one?
Oh, that is TBD,
Ah, okay.
Dave. But it will be there when they need it.
All right. We're going to show you how to stick to a budget and even find thousands of dollars, usually up around $10,000 of margin using every dollar, so you get out of debt, start building wealth, and you get to ask questions during the live Q&A. So sign up for free at RamseySolutions.com/webinar. RamseySolutions.com/webinar. Did I mention it's free? Tam is in North Carolina. Hi, Tam. How are you?
Hello. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Sure. How can I help?
I'm getting ready to go back to work, and I would like to know, how do I save money when I go back when my husband does not want to save? So quick backstory, we've done to Dave Ramsey. We came out of debt, and in 2021, he says he no longer wants to do that, and he wants to live for the day. And since then, we are in this cycle of constantly being credit card debt of $20,000 to $30,000. I'm currently stay-at-home mom, but I'm going to go back to work. And I told my husband, well, when I go back to work, I want us to save for our future. So I just want to know, how do I do that?
You go get marriage counseling.
Yeah. What sparked it? What sparked him to about face? Something caused that.
That I don't know. Because we, before we got married, he was $100,000 in debt. We dated. I told him I can't be in debt. I introduced him to Dave Ramsey. We got out of debt. Then he put us back into debt for a car, and then we got out of debt for that.
Yeah, I can't help you, honey. There's nothing we can tell you that's going to work. Nothing will work until you guys fix your marriage. You can't make enough at your new job to offset his stupidity and immaturity. You're going to retire. You're going to retire broke. Get ready to enjoy dog food.
Right.
Alpo is your choice for dinner.
That's why I was thinking when I went back to work.
Honey, you can't out-earn his craziness.
Gotcha.
You can't make enough to do it. So you don't have a savings vehicle issue. You have a broken marriage issue.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you guys have got to work on that. And if you ignore that, and you think, I'll just go get a job and save my money, he's going to go in debt further than any amount you can possibly save, because there's no off button for this guy, the way he's operating right now.
Yeah, and you guys were never, it sounds like you were never aligned. When you paid off the first $100,000, it sounds like his motivation was, I got this girl, I'm going to impress her. We've just gotten married, right? Even though your why may have been something different, and it may have seemed as though you were aligned, but clearly you were not. So that's one of the things that you can talk about in counseling is what do you guys align on as your vision for the future? And it can't be about today. It has to be about where you see yourselves in X amount of years.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I'm not being mean or anything, but his behavior pattern is one of someone who's going to be broke.
Uh-huh.
When people say, thank God it's Friday, oh God it's Monday, and that's their whole planning vision is make it to the weekend, like they're freaking Huey Lewis or something, or whatever, who sang that song?
Working for the weekend?
Yeah.
Is that Mike and the Mechanics?
Loverboy.
I don't know.
Huh?
Okay.
I've done this
Loverboy.
before, hadn't I?
Yeah.
I always get criticized for my lack of music knowledge.
I knew what you were talking about.
But,
though,
yeah, I mean,
Dave.
anyway, you're going to be broke if your whole time planning horizon is trying to get to the weekend, so I can smoke and drink, and that's all I want to do. I just want to live in the moment. That means you're 4 years old emotionally.
Yeah.
And you're not going to ever build wealth, and you're not going to build a quality, successful anything, because no one does anything of high quality in 5 days. So you have to have a longer planning window for that, a bigger vision for your life, for your money, for your health, that's the same thing that leads to extreme obesity. Because why not? Why wouldn't I eat everything in sight? Because I'm living for the moment. And in the moment, that donut tastes good. And in the moment, I'm going to have 6 desserts and 4 bottles of wine. I mean, and then wonder why I'm 600 pounds. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I mean, there's just no off button when you're that impulsive and immature. And all the data points tell us it's a very sad person. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of depression around that because there's no vision. And, the Bible talks about it. It says where there is no vision, the people perish. Now think about that. Perish. What's that mean? Roadkill, baby. Perish. Die. Don't win. That's what that means. Yeah. And so, in any area of your life, for your marriage, your kids, I mean, think about it, if you taught your kids that way. I'm going to do the easy thing with the kids. Well, what you raise is animals.
Yeah.
That will drive you bananas because they have no discipline. Yeah. And so, but that's all thinking in the moment, that what's easy right now. I want the easy button. I want the easy button.
You got to think about what you're planting, because whatever you plant later on, that's what you're going to reap the harvest of.
It's so sad. It's an awful way to live. And it's such an indication of a lack of maturity, lack of hope. And so that's the stuff you got to work on, Tam. It's not, there's no amount of, if you go make $200,000 a year, and you save all of it, he'll spend $300 because he knows his wife's over there stacking cash. So he's going to have, hey, I need 2 boats, really. So this is, Austin is in Oregon. If I push the right button anyway, Austin, there you are, is in Oregon. Hey, Austin, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Dave. How are you guys doing today?
Better than we deserve. How can we help?
So my wife and I were 3 months married right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, and one of the things that we decided to do when we first got married was to do your guys' baby step program. So we just finished step 1. We got $1,000 set aside right now, and we're about to just attack baby step 2. We have about $10,000 in debt, and annually we bring in household income of around $95,000.
Oh, great.
So we want to get that debt-free as fast as possible.
Agreed.
So I'm thinking of picking up a second job, doing a few hours after my normal job every day, just to get that extra income, just to throw out all that debt. My wife, she's 100% bored on this and everything. She's thinking about picking up some shifts at our local fire department.
Great.
We both volunteer down there. And one of the things that she brought up, and I didn't necessarily have an answer for, but I 100% agree with her, is she wants to make sure that we still have time for us during this entire the step 2.
So budget it.
Yeah, but it's $10,000. It's not going to last long enough to matter.
You ought to be done in a couple months.
Yeah, that's my hot take.
Mm-hmm.
If you had said, We have
100,000.
70,000. Yeah. Then I would say, okay, yeah, this is months and months ahead of you of, burning the candle at both ends. But for 10,000, you're going to be done in 2 months, 3 months. Right? With doing all the things you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You're
can
going to be all
hold
right.
your breath for 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's not like we're doing 2 years here or something.
Yeah.
So, but the other thing
right.
is this. The other thing is this. Anytime you're doing anything, you're out of balance. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a brand new baby in the house later, you're going to be out of balance because this kid is a demanding little piece of flesh when they're brand new. Okay? They want your attention all the time. They are peeing or pooping or crying because they're hungry all the time. And so you're out of balance. You're probably not doing some other stuff like you should because you're taking care of this baby. Right now, you're getting out of debt. You're out of balance for a short period of time. Jade just ran a half marathon. You're out of balance for a short period of time because you're training in the mornings rather than doing something else. So you're always out of balance. So just choose you're out of balance. And then when you do have time together, turn off the stupid television and put down the screens and look at human beings in the eyes.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, oh, well, we did spend time together.
Yes,
Who knew?
That's right.
Netflix is not time together. Okay? Scrolling, doom scrolling, is not time together. I get it. Switching banks is a pain in the you-know-what. But if your bank doesn't line up with your money goals, it's time to make the switch to Fairwinds Credit Union. Listen, you guys know how I feel about big banks. They make money when you stay broke, charging you overdraft fees, pushing credit cards, and telling you debt is normal. And that's why I only work with folks who help you, not just profit off of you. Fairwinds is different. They're owned by their members. They're nonprofit, and they share our values. They even advertise with billboards saying they want their members to be debt-free. So they built the Smart Checking and Savings Bundle just for Ramsey fans. You can open your account online in minutes, and here's what you get. Free checking with no minimums and no monthly fees. Savings with a high APY to help you in baby step 1 and beyond. And a mobile app that actually makes sense. Plus, you also get access to over 33,000 fee-free ATMs and more than 5,000 affiliated branches nationwide. So don't settle for a bank that slows your progress down. Choose one that's built to help you win with money. Go to fairwinds.org/Ramsey and open your Smart Bundle today.
Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
Guys, if you like what you hear around here, we could use your help. Click the subscribe button, the follow button. Share the show. If there's a share button on your platform, do it that way, or send a link, or let people know. Just to say, hey, people, listen to the show. You're our best marketing plan, and a bunch of you have been doing that. We know because our numbers are way up. Thank you very much for all the help. Mike's in Dallas. Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm doing well, Dave. Blessed. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Hey, just had a couple quick questions for you. Me and my fiance, we're getting married here, and we've combined finances. We've got about $177,000 in debt, and we net before taxes about $200,000 a year.
Good for you. What do y'all do for a living?
So I work in construction, and she's a program manager for a wireless company.
Excellent. So what's the 177 in debt?
We've got student loans, about $75,000 on her end, $20,000 on my end. We've got about $9,000 in credit card debt, and then the rest is 2 car payments that we've got. Obviously, the credit card debt is kind of the biggest.
You got 2 $30,000 cars?
Yes, sir.
Jeez.
Wow.
All right. And so when are you getting married?
Friday.
Oh,
Okay, wow.
Okay, here it comes.
This must really
Yes,
be
sir.
weighing on you for you to call 2 days
Yeah.
before a wedding. Wow. So how can we help?
Just kind of wanted to see what y'all think would be best to kind of put our money towards paying down first. We've got about $5,000 in savings. We've got 401ks and stock options as well. So I think we kind of want to hold on to just the stock option side of things.
How
and the
much is that?
401ks, we don't.
The stock options.
In the stocks, about $100,000.
Wow. Okay.
Is that in a retirement plan? It's not, is it?
No, sir. It's not in a retirement
It's not
plan.
restricted at all.
No, sir.
Listen.
So if you cash that out, you got $100K.
Yes, sir.
Whose
And
is
then
that?
Would have to pay taxes on the back end. About 20K of it's mine, and 80K of it is hers.
Yeah. So the way we teach is through a series of baby steps. Are you familiar with it at all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then the first part of this is you go down to $1,000 and anything above that goes towards the debt.
That's not retirement.
That's not retirement. And in your case,
that's $100,000.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm using that to clear this debt up. I mean, because otherwise you effectively are borrowing on student loans to buy stock options.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm not doing that.
Now, I asked about the money because we didn't go into how aligned you guys are on this. Obviously, you've started combining finances, but this whole idea of the baby steps and really what it takes to walk this plan to be successful with it, when you go back to your fiance, who will be your wife, come Monday, and say, here's what I want to do, how is she going to react to that? And do we need to talk about that?
No, she supports. We try to follow the Bible as best we can, and she knows that I'm wrapping my head around this, trying to get us on a right path towards starting a family and buying a home.
Cool.
And so she's
Mike,
she's
what I
supportive.
figured out many years ago, and is the basis for our teaching, is the shortest distance between where you are now and wealth is to be completely debt free, because your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. And so doing anything that I can use to clear that up, I'm going to use to clear that up, because then I got $200,000 to work with, to build wealth with. So temporarily, we're going to put 401ks on hold. We're going to liquidate anything that's not retirement, including those stock options, including the $4 of the $5,000. Now, this is after you get back from the honeymoon, okay? We're not doing it between now and Friday, okay? But when you get back from the honeymoon, and so basically I've got $100,000. Now I got $77,000 in debt.
I'd be looking at these two cars.
And I'm going to be listing the debts smallest to largest, and that's the first $105,000 I'm going to pay off, is the first $105,000 of smallest debts. So credit cards, the student loans are probably broken up into several loans, are they not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm going to get them out as individual loans, and I'm going to list every debt, smallest to largest balance, regardless of interest rate. And I'm going to not take that $104,000 and go as fast through there as I can. And then wherever that lands me, going to cut up the credit cards, and then we're going to probably the cars are going to be the last two things you pay. Actually, it's probably where you're going to end up. And then you're going to just attack those. You only got $77,000 in debt. You got $200,000 to work on. If you're both completely focused on that, you could be debt free in a year. And then you don't have any payments. And now we build the emergency fund up to where it should be, 3 to 6 months of expenses. That's baby step 3. And then we restart the 401ks, and now we start building wealth. And you're going to be in a really strong position to do that. But what happens is that people keep this stuff, they keep tinkering around. They keep trying to hack, find some kind of shortcut or some kind of hack, like I'm going to keep the stock options. Right. Because I like those. I heard you say it. Yeah. And I'm just going to work on it over here. No, that's a hack. You're trying to find a shortcut. And listen, the stock options are not as valuable as you being free, mathematically.
In no way does the math work on that, because people look over here and they say, in his case, 100,000. I've got 100,000. I'm like, you don't have 100,000. If you owe someone 177,000, you're still 77,000 in debt. That's what math says.
Yeah. The math ain't mathin'.
Math ain't mathin'.
So there you go. That's what you say. So, yeah, that's exactly right. So that's how I'm going to do it. And what we're going to do is give you guys a wedding gift, Financial Peace University and Every Dollar. the full every dollar experience, the paid version. And if you guys come back from the honeymoon, start going through all that together, you guys start talking this through, learning the details of what we're showing you, and you're going to see how that in 10 years you're going to be multimillionaires if you follow this. If you screw around with this stuff, you're going to be 10 years and you're going to look about like you look now. Mm-hmm. And that's what most people do. All the money comes in, all the money goes out, and they're just a rat in a wheel. They just run with no traction because they don't execute on a detailed, proven process, and that's what we're going to beg you to do. So you hang on, and we'll have Kelly pick up, and we'll give you our wedding gift. Congratulations on your wedding Friday.
Yeah,
that's pretty
great.
cool. I'm with you. Who calls 2 days before, 3 days before? Not me.
He's feeling the weight.
I was not thinking about anything like this.
No.
Not
he's
at
feeling
all.
the weight.
Well, he's just a planner extraordinaire. I mean, that may be he may be the super nerd, and that's going to work to his benefit too.
Well, he has to promise us not to mention this at all.
Until you get back from the honeymoon.
Yes, please.
Do not bring any of this up. And really, don't even reveal that you were thinking about this 2 days before the wedding. Don't tell that until maybe 10 years later. Don't reveal that. That's not going to go well for you.
Yeah.
So
the names have been changed in this conversation to protect the innocent.
Yeah, his name's not really Mike. His name is really Joe, and he's not really in Dallas. He's really in Minneapolis. So anyway, but okay. So I hope. You never know around here. There is something unbelievable, folks, about the power of focus. When you can choose extreme focus, meaning you're not doing anything else, you're only doing one thing. When you choose that in a culture that has the attention span of a gnat, that is so distracted, everybody's looking at their phone 2,600 times a day. They're thinking about 47,000 things at one time, and they're not good at any of them. When you choose a singular focus, you set yourself apart from the general population. Mm-hmm. And we call those people successful people.
That's right. That's right. Listen, even Michael Jordan could only do basketball. We saw what happened when he tried to do baseball.
It was kind of ugly.
And yeah.
one of the greatest athletes to ever walk the planet. He really wasn't that bad, but it didn't transfer.
No.
It didn't transfer. He it was.
Got focus in one area.
The only thing he did is try. You got to give him that. But yeah. Woo. Focus. There's a power to focus. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. #1 best-selling author. Sean is with us in Tennessee. Hey, Sean, how are you?
Better than I deserve, Dave. How are y'all?
Just the same, sir. How can we help?
So, recently just graduated from college, bought a house, and started running the race like everyone else, and figured out that's not quite going too well. I've racked up about $125,000 in debt. That's between student loans, a car loan, and consumer debt. And that's not feeling great, but it feels manageable. The only problem is now my wife is going through school as well. So when she gets out, she'll have student loans.
So you're actively taking them. You're actively taking the student loans out now, today.
Well, yes, she has took out her first one just this month.
And how much further does she have to go?
She'll have 4 more years.
Okay, so
she went to school. You were in debt. You can't breathe, and so your plan is, honey, you need to go back to school and let's go further in debt to make sure we fail. Why is this a plan?
Well, it wasn't a plan until just recently.
It's not a plan. It sucks. Mm-hmm. She should not be in school. You don't have any money.
You got to stop it.
I'm currently the only one with the income, and this was before I found y'all and hopped
No, I
on the
mean, you don't have
phone.
to find us to go, I can't breathe, let's go deeper in debt. That was kind of what y'all's plan was. It doesn't even make sense, man.
Yeah, what's she going to school for? What's she trying to become?
So she's going to school to become a pharmacist. I just recently graduated from pharmacy school. Currently, right now, at a pretty good job. It's $125,000 a year.
Okay.
That's pretty typical.
That's good. So here's my suggestion. Hear me out, because this is a big turn from what you're doing. My suggestion would be, you guys are together, you're married, you've both just finished school, you realize that your student loans were a mistake. Couldn't you work for a while? Could she delay just a little bit while you guys start to clean this up? Is there something else she can do that's adjacent while you guys clean up this mess and start saving for her to go little by little? Because we don't want to repeat the same mistake twice. Right?
Right.
I don't have a plan that helps you if she continues in school and is racking up debt. There's not a plan that helps that. So it just doesn't, it's not logical to me. I don't mind her being in school. I don't mind her having the goal of being a pharmacist. Yeah. That's all fine, but let's just pay for it. And right now you can't pay for it because you're so far in debt you can't breathe because you bought a bunch of crap you can't afford. And now you're buying even more crap you can't afford called her education. So you guys have really got to talk about this and change this direction. I don't think you're going to, but you're going to crash.
Yeah.
You're going to crash. You're going to hit the wall, man, and it's going to be bad because you just keep buying stuff.
Well, it really is insanity. You did a thing. It caused you to feel crazy, and you're doing it again.
Doing more of it. Let's do more. It didn't work, so let's double down on didn't work. Yeah. It's not, no, Sean. And so not for your sake, man. I want you guys to be free, and I want you to be able to live your dreams, and all you're doing is creating a nightmare that you may never get out of. I don't know how long it's going to take you guys to clean this up.
Yeah.
So, no, I would not do that. I would stop school. If I'm her, I'm going to get a job, making as much as I can make. Yep. You take on as much as you can make. You guys live on beans and rice and beans, sell the stupid car, and let's tear into this debt and get it cleared up in a couple of years, and let's try to knock this out. And then start saving for her to go to school and pay cash for it. And then your income will go way on up, and you will have no debt, and you're in a position to build wealth. And all along the way have had a lot more peace.
Yeah. And by the way, now's not the time to buy a house and all those other things that people do when they
too late
enter the world, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you jumped in the middle of a rat race and acted like a rat, and that's not, man, it's a problem. So may even need to sell the house. I don't know. You guys got to look at that.
Did they already get one?
Yeah, he said he already bought a house.
Shoot.
Bought a house, bought a car, and
I missed that.
Already did all that. Yeah. Whew. Jen is in Mississippi. Hi, Jen. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm great. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Great. Thank you for taking my call. I'm married. I'm 60. We're in our forever home. It's a 2-bedroom. And started the debt snowball in January with $243,000 in debt.
On
I'm
what?
on step 2. It was a lot of credit cards and different loans and a car and a boat.
Is any of that the house?
No. I have it down now to
So what do you owe on your
150.
boat?
The boat I owe
$1,000.
Yes.
Sell it.
Okay. Well, there's been a curveball in our life since we started all this. I have the debt down to 150 right now since January.
But you owe $68,000 on a boat.
Right.
Sell it.
Okay. So
you live in a 2-bedroom house and you have a $70,000 boat.
Well, it's not a small 2-bedroom, but anyway, we recently last year got temporary custody of our 3 grandchildren, and it's turning into permanent. And we really need to build onto this house to get them to get some bedrooms. and I don't know how to manage paying off the debt and getting this.
What is your home
built
worth?
On $250.
Okay.
I owe $100 on it.
Okay. I would not build onto it. I would sell it and buy a home that has bedrooms.
Okay.
It's not a good plan in your situation. You have so many balls in the air, you're going to drop one. Wow. What in the world happened, kid, that you end up with these babies?
Well, there was a death. The dad died in a motorcycle wreck, and then they became homeless and living with 4 different people in a year. And they had no bed. They had no structure. The oldest one was 8. She failed 2nd grade and was going to fail it again. So we took on, got temporary custody, and it's turning in to be full time. So, and
I'm sorry. You just gave your life away for those kiddos, and you should, because you love them and you want to take care of them.
Well, they didn't ask for any of this.
I know. You're a neat lady. I appreciate you. Sell the boat and sell the house and go get a house that holds these kids. We're going to focus on the kids, not on your dreams that you used to have. We have a new dream now. It's raising these kids. And everything revolves around that. You took that on, and that's... and so I would not do an extensive remodel and wait on that for them to have a bedroom. I'd simply put a sign in the yard, put a sign on the boat, and then let's go get a house that's got 4 bedrooms, maybe a different neighborhood, maybe further out of town. I don't know, but looking for a deal, and let's try to get, let's focus in on them, on those babies, and let's see if we can get them back on track. Bless their hearts. Thank you for doing that. These days, business as usual is anything but. Tariffs make trade policy a moving target, supply chains are squeezed, and cash flow is probably tighter than ever. So if your business can't adapt in real time, you're in a world of hurt. That's why you need NetSuite by Oracle, trusted by more than 42,000 businesses, including Ramsey Solutions. You need to see what's happening, what's stuck, and what's costing you, and how to fix it. And NetSuite is the #1 cloud-based business management suite because it helps your business make the right decisions fast. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one place so you're not left shuffling a dozen different spreadsheets. That gives you the visibility you need to make quick decisions based on actionable data. And NetSuite AI automates everyday tasks so your team can focus on strategy. It's one system for full control and no guesswork to tame the chaos. And right now, if you're leading a business doing more than $1 million in annual revenue, download NetSuite's free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders, at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. Kyle's in Wisconsin. Hey, Kyle, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
So my question is currently on baby step 4, 5, and 6. Married, no kids yet, but that is coming up hopefully soon. My wife and I are currently doing 15% investing. We're debating on getting your thoughts, I guess, on reducing that investing to the company match, which would free up more in our monthly budget to do on the mortgage, because I currently drive 40 minutes each way to work. And my thought is if I didn't have the mortgage, I could afford to take a lesser paying job that's closer to home.
Why don't you take a greater paying job that's closer to home now?
I've looked in the area, but we currently live in a smaller farm town, and I currently work in a slightly bigger city. I just haven't seen any
what do you make?
Better income. Wife and I combined for two.
No, what do you make? You're the one making the drive.
Oh, sure. I currently make about 120, 130,000 a year.
So can I ask? I'm going to try to come at this another way. So you're saying the difference between the match and you going full 15%, how much is that monthly for you? What's the number amount?
Roughly $1,500 would be the less amount of investing and the extra to put on mortgage.
And
Sorry, my voice is shaking. I'm pretty nervous.
And how much time, because that's what's in question, how much time does that $1,500 save you in paying off your mortgage?
It's $18,000 a year. What's the balance on the mortgage?
We currently owe $460.
Okay.
So this is a long-term play.
Yeah.
So my question would not be about backing down your 15% because that's so important in the grand scheme of things. That's a lot of time that you'd be losing out on compound interest. What I'd be solving for is what can my wife and I do combined that will find us $1,500 a month? Is it a side hustle? Sure. Is it something she can do? Is it something that we change about our lifestyle? Are there cuts in do you see what I'm saying? Is there a way that we can get a lot closer to that 1,500 without sacrificing something that's very, very important? Because I wouldn't want you to sacrifice something so important. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. I have one other bit of info, and I don't want it to come off as I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but we do currently have about $150,000 invested total, and we're both in our 20s.
In the 401k?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So my thought is we live pretty frugally based on calculating different things. Even if I did nothing, that's still going to grow to obviously a very nice nest egg. Obviously, more the better.
You're in your 20s and you commute 40 minutes.
Correct.
That would be called normal.
I was going to say.
Sure.
Most people do.
Okay.
Lots of people commute an hour plus to go to their job.
Sure.
I'm not sure we're solving for the right thing. No, I would not stop putting 15% away. And do you not like your job?
No, I do. It's just the drive can just, I get it's not super long. It's just wintertime, everything. It's just, it can be long hours, just different things. So I just want to see anything I can do to knock the mortgage out, but then also
you're solving for in your 20s, you want to drive 10 minutes, and so you're willing to take a $60,000 pay cut to do that once you get the house paid off. Even if the house was paid off, I don't think this is a wise thing to solve for.
Okay.
The trade-off is not worth it. Now, what I might do, if that is that great a concern to you, move closer to your work. And let's solve the thing a different way. But this idea that I'm going to plan my life so that in my 20s I can make half what I used to make so that I don't have to have a commute, that's a bad trade, man. That's a bad trade. You need to trade something else.
Yeah.
There's something else needs to move in these variables. There's a handful of variables here. Let's turn a different knob.
That's what I'm saying. The last knob to turn is your future, which is your retirement.
Yeah, I'm going to put 15% away. I may move, or I may get peace with the 40-minute commute. But I'm not going to take a job under any circumstances in my 20s, half of what I used to make, unless I can't find a job because there's like integrity problems at the other place, or I hate the place, or ethics issues, or something like that. But none of that is up here. This is just, I don't like driving 40 minutes.
I'd just be trying to whittle down that 1,500. Can I get it to 700? Can I find 700 somewhere? I'd be looking at that number.
Yeah, but even then, the
creatively.
purpose of it is so he can quit his job.
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're right.
we're solving. That's what we're solving. That's the solutioning for it all the way through. And I just don't want to participate in that part of it either.
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
I think I'm going to solve this a different way, and I'm going to keep putting 15% away. To your point. But even if you made more on these side hustles and you got the house paid off, then you quit your job over a 40-minute commute. I still can't get there. I can't go there with you. Austin is in Missouri. Hey, Austin, what's up?
Hey guys, appreciate you speaking into my situation.
Sure.
I have a question about a blessing I've got in my life. I'm a pastor, and excuse me, my church just updated its PTO policy, so they bought us out of our PTO, and we can choose to take that in a taxed check or take it and have it put directly into our annuity. And we don't have any debt.
I'm sorry, you are in debt?
We are not in debt.
Not in debt, okay.
No, sir. Other than our home.
Okay.
We own a home. We owe about $40,000 on it. I think we could sell it between $200,000 and $250,000. We would like to buy another home. We don't have one that we're actively working on buying, but we would like to.
How big's the check?
And I'm just want $8,600.
Okay. Let's pay the house down.
Mm-hmm. You only have 40,000 to go. Wow.
Yeah, now you only got 30,000 to go. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't ask. Do you have 3 to 6 months of expenses?
Yeah. We've got about $25,000 in savings.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I should have said that.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to ask.
Yes, ma'am. Even with the tax that might come on that, you'd say just put it toward the house.
Oh, yeah.
Currently got. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
That's where you are in the baby steps. All lump sums, unless you need it for something around the house. That's the other thing. Mm-hmm. We're in baby steps 4, 5, and 6, so we're being intentional, not intense. And intentional might mean you need to upgrade a car. There might be a couch with a spring sticking through it. You need a new couch. I don't know. You may need it for some of that too. But if you've got it as free and clear and you don't have other needs for it, before I would put it into the annuity, into your retirement, I'd put it on the house.
Yeah.
And let's get that house knocked out. You're heading in the right way. Way to go, man. That is so awesome. That's very, very good. So, Jade, I think it's good occasionally to recap on a couple of these things. When we laid out the baby steps and came up with that process and started teaching people to follow that, we ran, that was 25 plus years ago.
Uh-huh.
And we ran a whole bunch of scenarios down and said, okay, what are the numbers that allow people to get their home paid off, to invest for their kids' college, and still be putting something away for retirement.
Right.
And we ran the scenario, at the time, is a long time ago, like a single mom making $23,000 or a doctor making $230,000. Now the numbers would be different than that,
Sure.
but you still run the numbers out. The expenses are different than they were then too.
But you want it to work for anyone.
Exactly. And oddly enough, it wasn't a biblical exercise. It was just a math exercise. But oddly enough, that 15% in baby step 4 has turned out to be the right number. It turned out, because we ran like 12, we ran 17, we ran 10, we ran 20, and then the house didn't get reduced if too much was going in.
Sure.
Or if 10%, it wasn't enough, it wasn't building up fast enough. And so, guys, these numbers work. So you're not going to catch us adjusting them very often, because they've proven out over decades.
And they have to work for everyone.
All kinds of different scenarios.
Hey, you guys, more than 100 million Americans carry medical debt, and that is so scary. And it shows that traditional coverage often leaves people to face big bills alone. Families need more than just coverage. They need community. So, what if your healthcare costs less and you are actually supported by other believers in the process? That's why I love Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is a budget-friendly, faith-based alternative to health insurance that's been serving believers since 1981. And they've paid over $12 billion in medical bills. Y'all, that is faith in action. So let me say it again. CHM is not insurance. It's a nationwide health cost-sharing ministry. It's Christians helping other Christians with their medical bills. With CHM, you get to choose your providers. There are no networks, no surprise bills, and no insurance headaches. Whether you're just starting out as a family or you're looking for something that fits your budget better, CHM is where your faith and finances agree. Programs start at just $98 a month. So go to chministries.org/budget to learn more and take the leap of faith today. That's chministries.org/budget.
The 2026 Goal Planner, Ramsey Goal Planner, is now available. And between now and September 1st, Labor Day, you can get the best deal ever on the thing, $35.97. This is the best deal you'll get on the planner for a limited time. These planners go really, really fast. They're very expensive to produce, and we only do about 10 or 20,000 of them, and they always sell out very, very quickly. So don't wait. Grab it by Labor Day for just $35.95. So the way this thing is laid out, we turn our creatives loose, and they have just a lot of fun in their own little sandbox there. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. And Jade has written, Rachel has written, and John Deloney have written the entrance, a little devotional to start each month with.
Basically, yes.
And
yes.
so you can open up when you get each month, and then when you turn the next page, you have on the 2 pages face up in the spiral bound, you've got the entire month. And then when you turn the next page, you've got a week. And the next page is a week, the next page is a week, next page is a week till you get through the month. And then you get a new devotional, a new write-up by one of them, and it takes you all the way through your year for 2026. It is a very, very popular item. It's very well done. And I think you're going to really, really enjoy this year's version as well. So get yours at RamseySolutions.com/store. Click the link in the description. Get it before the first of the month because after Labor Day, it's going to be $35.97. Right now, after Labor Day, it's going to go way up. Again, this thing is very expensive to produce, and we just do a limited quantity of them. So be sure you get them before they're gone and before the price jumps up as well. Daniel's in Ohio. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
So last month it kind of kicked for me, and I just got really sick and tired being sick and tired.
Cool.
I've been like this before, and that kind of makes my wife question if I'm serious or not. But last time I had a financial advisor, he actually idolized you and just everything that you did. And he was very close to being a multimillionaire before he eventually passed away right after he was helping us with our budget. So I got real disheartened and stopped budgeting. I just stopped everything and just...
Why did that not inspire you instead of disheartening you?
I know. And that's kind of what I'm feeling now. I'm feeling more inspired to do this. And I mean, how ashamed he would have been, it just scares me. And... so I'm starting my baby steps. I know I need to save my 1,000, and I don't think I'll have an issue with that. My issue is I went to one of those stupid buy here, pay here car lots where they are the bank, so they finance you through themselves. Yeah. And I ended up paying close to $34,000 for a Dodge Caravan. It was $19,900, but after interest, it was close to $34,000.
Oh boy!
I have been paying $175 a week for this van for the past 2.5 years, and yeah, I've had nothing but issues with it. So next month, I'm getting a check from a job for $2,500. And I was going to use that to buy a family vehicle with no payments and give the van back on a voluntary repossession.
No.
I just listened to an episode today that said you would never do that.
Nope, I would not.
So I thought I would call.
Okay. So the $34,000 is not the balance.
No.
$34,000 is the total of payments, including all interest through the end of the loan. And so that's not your payoff balance. So what you need to get from them is what the actual payoff is if you walked in there with a check today.
It would be right around $14,000.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's way better.
And what's the van worth?
It's probably worth about $2,000.
Who said?
The transmission is going out.
You said. Okay.
Yeah, I said.
Okay. So the transmission's struggling, and the van's, but you paid originally $20,000 and now you think it's worth $2 years later. That's a bit of drama. I don't believe you.
It wasn't in the best condition when I got it.
I know, but you didn't pay $20,000. You're not that dumb for a van that was worth $8,000. And you didn't. And so this van's not worth 2 now. It's probably worth 7 or 8.
Okay.
You need to figure out what the van's really worth and get the drama out. Because if you turn this into them, they're going to sell it for 2, and they're going to come after you for 12, plus repo fees. You lose control of the sale price of the van when you do a voluntary or a regular repo. And they're going to sell it at below wholesale because it's what they do at those lots. This is the scam they run. So they want you to do this. So, no, I'm going to find out what the van's really worth, and I'm going to get it sold, and I'm going to cover the difference with a loan at the credit union or wherever. Even on a credit card, if you borrow $4,000 or $5,000 and you get out of a $14,000 loan and a crappy van, and you take $2,500 and go get your little car, I'm with you on your general direction that this thing's got to go. But a voluntary repo is not a good plan.
Okay.
I mean, you're going to end up owing $6,000 or $8,000 more by doing this. That's why it's not a good plan. You understand? They're going to sell it for way cheaper than you would sell it for, so the hole that you're in is going to be a lot larger. And then they're going to come after you for that amount of money.
Yes.
You're going to get sued for that amount of money if you don't pay it to them. And they will. This group will. They'll come after you. It's what they do.
Okay.
It's their modus operandi.
What's your hesitation?
I worry, like, even if I sold the van, I worry about not being able to get a loan to cover it. My credit is at like a 574.
Yeah, that may be difficult. And, you might go back down and talk to them and say, is there a situation where you guys would buy this back and let me sign a note with you for the difference and just pay them? I'd rather you owe them $5,000 or $6,000 than have it voluntarily repoed. Right?
Okay.
So you talk to them. I'd talk to your credit union. I'd take out a credit card. Any of that, because any of that's you're all at the end of the day, what we're doing is reducing your debt. So any of that's we're just changing the structure of the debt and reducing it, and that's what you've got to do, man. And you can't sign up for something this horrible, stick your foot in a bear trap, and then go, oh, the best way to get out of the bear trap is chew my foot off. No, you can't do that. You got to open the thing, heal. You got to fix it. You're going to have to go through some more pain to fix the bad decision that you made when you impulsively did this, and you knew better when you were doing it the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah. So this is the price you pay for that, and that's okay. We've all done stupid stuff, but just don't compound it and make it worse. Now, you go fix it the right way, the least damage to your foot after you stuck it in a bear trap.
That's right.
And
so tough.
So guys, when you have a car loan of any kind, doesn't matter whether it's pay now, pay here, buy here, whatever. Tote the note people, or whether it's freaking Lexus Motor Credit and Ford Motor Credit and Chrysler Credit and anybody like that. It doesn't matter. This is not a Hertz rent-a-car that you can just drop the thing off.
Right.
And say, I don't want it anymore. They're going to assess that. They're going to run it through a repo auction. And I've bought cars at repo auctions, and they sell below wholesale. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they run them through Manheim. They run them through the big auctions, the auto auctions. And they say, this is a repo. Mm-hmm. And and so you're expecting some dings, you're expecting some problems with it if you're the buyer, and I'm going to discount it below wholesale so that I'm getting a deal if I'm the buyer. And so it's going to bring the least possible price in that scenario, and then they're going to sue you for the difference, and you've got a repo on your credit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you could have sold it.
And doubled or tripled and cut the problem down. So you guys, I don't like my car anymore, so I'm going to just drop it off at the dealer. Y'all can't do that, okay? You're killing yourself. It's not a Hertz rent-a-car.
Dave, we got a lot of calls on this show where life happens. One day someone's healthy, they're working, providing for their family, and then a curveball hits.
You know, we hear it all the time. A car accident, a cancer diagnosis, a heart attack, and suddenly everything changes.
Yeah, and that's why you've always said that having term life insurance from Xander is essential, because it protects your family if the worst happens.
Yeah, that's right. You need 10 to 12 times your income in coverage. No gimmicks, no whole life junk, just straightforward term life protection. But there's another piece that people often overlook, and that's long-term disability insurance.
Yeah, it's important to understand the difference between them. Life insurance steps in when you die. Disability insurance steps in while you're alive but can't work. So it replaces a large part of your income so the bills still get paid while you get back on your feet.
Now, if your employer gives you free disability insurance, great, take it. If it's discounted there at a better price, take it. But if not, Xander can help you find the right plan. Whether you're single or married, it's not optional. If you're going to be out of work for a while, then you need to make sure the money's still showing up.
And that's why Xander is our go-to. They make it super simple to get the right coverage at the best price, no pressure, no upselling.
I've trusted Jeff Xander and Xander Insurance for over 25 years, and so has my family.
So don't wait. It's fast, it's easy, and it could make all the difference. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282.
Protect yourself, protect your income, protect your family. Today's Ramsey Show question is brought to you by Why Refi. If you've been turned down for refinancing your defaulted private student loans, you're not alone, and you're not out of luck. Why Refi exists to give people like you another shot. Go to whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. Not available in all states.
Today's question comes from Savannah in Alabama. She says, my partner and I are engaged and living together. I have about $200,000 in student loan debt, and he has $125,000 left on his mortgage. We have separate finances, and he's supportive of me getting out of debt. The problem is that I have a hard time watching him splurge on hobbies and travel, which he can easily afford, while I can't. I agree that when we get married, all this changes, and we've already talked about being frugal together. Is it fair to ask him to save now for when we get married? And if not, how do I manage this disconnect?
He should want to save now,
Yeah.
because he's going to have to face the piper later.
Yeah.
And it's going to cause him to kick the can down the road on the marriage date.
Well, that's my thing. It doesn't sound like there's much of a date. She doesn't mention a date. And so I wonder about that.
Okay, we're already acting like we're married in every sense of the word. We're living together.
Uh-huh.
Go get married. Like this weekend.
Yeah.
That solves it. Which is what you should have done in the first place, actually.
Yeah, the whole thing is weird. They're living together. It's his mortgage. It's her debt. There's a lot of problems here.
You're trying to do everything in the wrong order and in the wrong way. So it solves it all. Just go get married this weekend. And then both of you attack. You know, that shuts down the whole discussion. If you were living separately and he was making a lot of money and had no debt except his mortgage, and the same question came up, I would expect him to want to, if he called and asked us what to do, we would tell him to save money like crazy so that as soon as he comes home with a honeymoon, he makes a big old lump sum hit on that thing, right?
Yeah.
And that would be the more normal way to, I don't know if normal's the right word, but it would be the more, if everything was in the proper order, that's the way it would go.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead, we've gotten things out of order here.
He doesn't think that you guys are getting married anytime soon.
And nor does he have an incentive to.
No, he doesn't. So, of course, he's supportive of you paying off your debt. That's no skin off his back.
Yeah. And there's no reason to get married. He's got everything he needs.
There you have it.
Hello. All right. I'm just saying. All right. Maya is in Colorado Springs. Hey, Maya, what's up?
Hey, how are y'all?
Better than we deserve. How can we help?
Hey, so I've got a debt snowball question. So I'm getting ready to start baby step 2, and I've got all my debts listed out smallest to largest. But I was evicted in January, and I still owe that apartment complex about $14,000.
Why were you
That's probably
evicted?
number 6 on my list. I lost my job due to a medical complication. I'm reemployed now and was able to get another rental place with a larger deposit.
Great. What do you make?
I make about $42,000 a year.
All right, good. All right, so you got a huge debt there, huh?
Oh, that's just a portion of it. I'm about 53 in total.
Okay.
But my question is, my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend at the time, was a co-applicant on that apartment with me. He was in another state. He never lived in that apartment. He was just helping me out because my credit is so bad. So I'm wondering if I should get that one paid off first so that he's not screwed when his lease is over, or if I should still just follow the snowball and go smallest to largest.
Well, he's already screwed because he's got a judgment against him.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, when his lease is over, that's going to show up on his credit bureau.
Right.
So, I mean, it'll either show he's got had a judgment against him that's been paid off, or he's just got a judgment because the lease he signed got evicted. So that's going to, he's got a pretty heavy damage to him already. Most of the damage has already been done, is my point.
Right.
So whether it's paid off or not is not really going to keep him from getting something over in another city. So you got 54,000. You said. What's the other debts?
53. Let's see. Let me pull up my notes real quick. I've got some credit card debt.
How much?
Some other small personal loans.
How much credit card?
About 16,000.
All right. That's 30 of the 53. What's the rest of it?
Personal loans.
Yeah.
How much is that?
I've got about 14,000 on a car that was wrecked that I didn't have insurance on, and then a little over 12,000 to the apartment complex, and then just some other small things like old Wi-Fi fighters that I haven't paid.
Okay.
Insurance I'm in debt on, stuff like that.
Okay. You are paying double and triple for a lot of things because you're paying it poorly. There's a lot of things on this list that are out of control things. A car that I wrecked, I didn't have insurance on. Other stuff I haven't gotten around to, and it's piled up back there. So there's a lot of different crises represented in those things that you created by not taking care of business.
Yeah.
Like keeping car insurance in place. That's like a priority, because otherwise you end up with this mess on a car, and you don't even have the car anymore, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a dog groomer.
A dog groomer. Okay. And I'm just trying to understand how this all originated, how this kind of started spiraling out, like Dave was saying, where that instability came from. Is it coming from dog grooming as a profession, or is it coming from something else?
No. So in November, I was diagnosed with a disease that prevents me from driving, and I'm a mobile dog groomer. Now it's managed and medicated, and I'm back to work, but that's kind of when all of that happened.
Okay.
I wasn't able to pay the rent and the car insurance, and everything just quickly piled up. Yes. The credit card debt is just from me being irresponsible.
And you've cut them up since.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. Yeah, no, I'm going to work the debt snowball straight up. List your debts smallest to largest, pay minimum payments on everything but the little ones, and attack the little ones with a vengeance and work your way straight through as fast as you can. Are you on a salary at 42?
No, I make around $800 a week, depending on, tips and all that sort of stuff.
Right. Okay. Are you able to work more than you're working?
So the branch in Colorado Springs just opened. About 2 weeks ago, I was able to pick up a third day, and as it grows, I'll be able to pick up more work.
A third day?
Yeah, I currently work 3 days a week.
Oh.
What are you doing with the other 4 days?
I DoorDash, take care of my kid in my home, and
didn't sound like it. Didn't sound like it to me. It sounded like you're doing nothing.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's.
Listen, you're broke. You got to be working, girl.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay.
How old is your baby?
She's 3.
And who takes care of him when you're working?
My fiance.
Okay.
Okay. When are you getting married?
That is to be determined, depending on how long it takes us to not be broke.
That's how fiancé works. We have a date. Otherwise, we have a promise that has not got a date.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's an issue. How long have y'all been engaged?
November.
Being debt-free is not required to get married in the state of Colorado.
This is true.
Okay. So what does he make?
Right now, he's not working because he was in a motorcycle wreck.
Okay.
Y'all are a hot mess.
How is he taking care of a baby? I mean, a 3-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, he can manage. He can walk
I think
around.
he can work. I think you both need to work more.
A lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I asked the question before.
Less partying, more working. Lots more working. Money comes from work. You need money. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. Andreas is with us in Austin, Texas. Hey, Andreas, how are you?
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
Well, I need your help trying to figure out how to retire my wife. We had a baby a few months ago, and it's now time for her to go back into the office. And every time she leaves for the office, I can see it in her eyes. It's killing her to go to the office. And I would love nothing more than to work, and just I am working, but, take care of all the bills and do all that. The problem is she makes more money than I do, and not by a small margin. She's in software, I'm in construction. And so
what do you
I'm
make?
trying to figure out, I make $5,000 take home.
What does she make?
A month. $7,200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
can you live on $5,000 a month?
We have to figure it out. We got a mortgage, but no other payment.
How much is your mortgage?
Mortgage by $3,441.
You can't live in that house. You can't live in that house if she's at home.
That's the big picture to this. That's the big key to this. Is you'd have to sell the house, you'd have to downsize, and it'd have to be something to where the mortgage is no more than 25% of $5,000 take-home pay.
$1,250.
$1,250.
Half the house.
We do have various investments. We have about $415,000
in what
across. We have about, some of it's retirement, about 60 for each of us in 401ks. Then the rest of it is in brokerage accounts and some company stocks.
So
which totals what? The non-retirement totals how much?
The 412 minus about 120.
So let's call it $300,000. Okay. So what's your loan balance on the mortgage?
We owe $269. We have about $200,000 in equity.
So if you paid off the mortgage with your brokerage account, you'd have no mortgage. Now you got $5,000. That's better than selling it. That's extra information we didn't have early in the conversation.
That's a big piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should probably do that anyway. You should do that anyway.
The money. So is that? Yeah.
What now?
Guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, having the money in the invested that doesn't make more than, because I think our interest rate on the house is 6%, but the average return on the investment should be like 7 or something for the year, right?
Sure, but you said you opened the call with saying you are looking for a way to use your words, retire your wife, but she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and you were looking at how can I do that? And we were saying, here's the solution to what you're saying. Now, to Dave's point, we would have told you to do that regardless because it's non-retirement funds, it's stock, and you still have the debt of your home laying around. So we probably would have suggested that to you regardless of the fact.
No millionaire that we've ever interviewed, Andreas, has said the way I got rich was I borrowed money on my house and invested it in a brokerage account. Zero millionaires say that.
Right.
So that's mythology from TikTok. Okay, it just doesn't work because in the real world we have this thing called risk and babies. So if we paid off your house, how much other debt do you have?
Nothing. We own our cars. We don't have anything else.
So without a house payment, sit down and do a budget with your wife tonight on the EveryDollar app and commit to living on your income and not a dime more.
And just to drive this solution home, I just wanted to ask, did you have any suggestions of how you could do it?
Well, I mean, so here's another factor. Because she's in software, her next, she should be getting her trajectory. She should be making $400,000 like pretty soon.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering if we can't move the assets that we currently have around. And of course, I'm going to do my best to get my money up too. But just if we can do something here, just with what we have, to get to that point where she can step away from that job, in the next 5 years or so.
So you're saying, can we push?
Wait a minute. I'm so confused. You are so screwed up on your goals. You need to decide what it is you want, honey. You called up and said, my wife's eyes when she leaves the brand new baby she just has, I want to retire my wife. We just told you how to do that. Now you got her working 5 more years. I'm confused.
Well, that's the biggest question is this her saying to you, I want to stay at home, or is this something you've put in your brain that you want to surprise her with?
She has expressed, not demanded, but expressed it would be nice to have that option. Sorry, I may have not been clear.
So y'all got to sit down tonight and figure out what you want to do. Does she want to work and make $400K, or does she want to be at home?
Yeah, clearly.
You need to pay off the house either way, and you figure out if you can live on $5,000, dude. And then you work your career and get your career up, and someday she goes back to work. By then, her software skills will be completely irrelevant. Mm-hmm. And she gets to start completely over. So if she steps out, you don't get to step out of that world for 5 minutes, much less 5 years. And so that world's cutting edge, bleeding edge, changes every 10 minutes. And so the number of things that the people in this building that do software engineering are doing today that they did 5 years ago is zero.
That's a good
Nothing
point.
is the same. And so about the time I start understanding a little bit of what they're doing, it's over. And I have to start again. So, that's okay. It's but it's not a skill set that you can put on the shelf and take back off the shelf later. It's not like I'm a nurse. Anatomy is not going to change when you come back 5 years later. Okay, but there may be a few medical procedures that are different or something like that, but nursing will still be nursing 5 years later. You can put that one on the shelf, keep your certs active, go back to work when the kid goes to kindergarten. That's not an unusual thing. People do that stuff all the time. This one, you're just saying, I'd rather be home than make $400K. And that's perfectly okay.
But you don't want to enter that on assumptions is all I'm saying.
No, you don't want to go, we're going to do this and hope it works out. You need to lay down, this is what the budget looks like on $5,000, and this is what we are both willing to do.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do that, then don't quit.
Yeah. And weigh out all the opportunity costs on that, because $400,000 is a big income, and I'm not saying money is everything, but to Dave's point, there's a lot to be weighed and considered there, kind of like what you said in the first segment about you have to make a decision with the end in mind.
I'm pretty sure 98%, I make that number up, of 99.9% of the ladies who have their first child, and when they go back to work, it's very difficult.
Yes.
Now, I have a lady working here that just had her third child, and she couldn't wait to come back to work.
Listen, you did not lie, Dave. There is no lie.
So
finding
I'm
reasons
talking
to get out of the house.
But it's a normal thing to have this, have this angst. And if you're a career lady, that's a normal thing. And so you just got to work through what's real here. Are you staying on track with your baby steps? You could take a quick quiz to check your progress and receive a personalized plan just for you. Simply head to the show notes, click the link titled Are You on Track with the Baby Steps, and complete the free quiz, and we'll send you a personalized plan. Nicole is in Utah. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for taking my call. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Good. Good. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous. Okay, so I have a question. My husband and I are on baby step number 2. We've gone through we've got a lot of medical and credit card debt. I've had really bad health problems the last 3 to 4 years. So now we are just struggling to pay all our credit cards and our medical bills. I was listening to you earlier, and somebody called in, and you told them to stop contributing to the 401k in those kind of cases. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. My question is, would it be smart or really stupid to take that 401k money out to help with the debts and the monthly payments?
I would not take the money out of the 401k that you have stocked up thus far, but I would stop contributing to it. How much are you currently contributing?
We stopped contributing about a month ago, so we're not
Good.
Contributing anymore.
How much debt have you got on credit cards and medical bills?
In credit cards, we've got close to $20,000. In medical debt, it's probably $4,000.
Okay. And how much do you owe on your cars?
We don't owe any on our cars. We drive beaters. They're 2004.
Good.
Toyotas,
What's your household income?
It's about 115 for my husband, and I make like 12. I just do part-time work.
Okay.
So are you still ill?
No, I'm feeling better, and I'm able to work now full time. So I'm slowly increasing that, which is helping a little.
Good.
Okay. If you're all better now, why are you slowly increasing it?
Just to get my momentum up back to where I'm 100% functioning. I had a knee replacement, 3 knee surgeries, and carpal tunnel. So it's like kind of fresh, and I still have to recover from it a little bit.
When did you have your knee replaced?
A year ago.
You should be back functioning.
Yeah,
it does not take a year
for sure.
to do a knee replacement.
Well, it also
rehab.
depends on what kind of work you're trying to do.
Yeah, I actually work as a lunch lady at this school, and I also, on the side, do DoorDash deliveries just to try and make some money.
So this for you is a lot of standing, a lot of lifting. I still agree with Dave. I feel like you should be ready if you've done the physical therapy.
Yeah.
What's the doctor say?
The doctors, I don't say much at all.
Yeah.
Well,
They're not
they'll
my
let you know
favorite people.
they'll let you know
Well,
if
I mean,
you're clear to work.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I'm clear to work for sure.
Yeah, and so we don't need to be door dashing and lunch lady. We need a real job, and start getting some money coming in. And you guys aren't managing the 115 very well either. This should not 24,000 should not be killing you if you make 115,000 plus your income.
Mm-hmm. I'm
agreed.
I think you're not on a budget. Am I right?
I know you're not on a budget.
Right.
Okay, so
We have a written down one, but we don't.
It's not the same.
Very well.
It's not the same. We're gonna hook you up with Every Dollar, the all new Every Dollar. It's the best budgeting app out there. But not only that, it's gonna help you walk through what we're teaching you here. Okay, so at the end of this call, as long as you open Every Dollar, it's going to pick up where we left off and keep you on track. Okay. But you have to promise that you're going to log in and on board.
Yeah. No more eating out, no more vacations, and you need a full-time job.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay.
Now. A year after a knee replacement, you need a full-time job. And your family needs the income, and you guys need to clean this mess up. So it sounds like talking to you that your body has recovered more than your emotions from the medical problems.
You hit the nail on the head there,
Okay. I don't blame you. I'm a wuss when it comes to pain. So my wife is like a Navy SEAL, and I get a hangnail, and I'm in ICU. So so I get that, but I think it's going to be really good for your emotions and everything. Your energy level will go up when you've got something to a harness to lean into, to pull. And so go do that. Go do something now. And the more activity you have, the more endorphins are released, the more some of the cloud, the fog starts to lift, and you go on. And so hard work actually solves a lot of stuff in this situation. But yeah, you guys need to get that 115 barking, and then you add another 50 to it, and you guys are not only going to pay off this debt, you're going to build an emergency fund, you're going to start building wealth. And that's where we're headed with this. So let's go somewhere with this rather than simply survival and trying to find some hack so we don't have to deal with our disorganization, like borrowing on your 401k or cashing out your 401k. You're not going to do that. That doesn't make sense. You have enough money to get this paid off very, very quickly. You should be debt-free in under a year.
Amen.
Maybe around 6 months, depending on what you make at your new job. Full-time job, big girl job. Like get up 8 o'clock in the morning, go to work, come home 5 o'clock.
You'll feel better.
Yeah, real job. And it's not lunchroom job. Go do something. I don't care what you're doing. Customer service, I don't care what you're doing. You don't have to do something that's necessarily physically exerting, but you've got to go get engaged for 40 freaking hours a week. And DoorDash is a cop-out. You go get her done, girl. It's going to be good for you. Cynthia is in Panama City, Florida. Hi, Cynthia. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Doing better than I deserve. How are you?
Just the same. How can I help?
Great. Well, I wanted to say, first of all, I'm kind of nervous. I hope that I can word this so that it's understood. And I wanted to say thank you for teaching me how to become a millionaire. I believe in the Bible. I believe your advice, and I believe I will become a millionaire. So thank you for teaching me how to handle money now and when I become millionaire status.
Perfect.
And so my situation, I did complete financial Youth University recently, and I'm doing the every dollar budget, but I'm stalled out on baby step 6 because I'm in a situation now where I'm a caregiver for my parents, my elderly parents. They're 88 and 93. We went through the hurricane in 2018 that destroyed my house, their house. My husband helped us put everything back together, but he's passed away, and now my plate is very full with being a caregiver, and I never want to go through having to rebuild another house by myself. My question is, should I sell the house, rent until I can make my next move, and just bank the proceeds from the sale until I can get out of this state?
Are you living with your elderly parents that you're giving care to?
Partially. I'm there during the week, and then I come here to my house.
So you have a home. You have a
home
separate, and that's the home we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. And so, what's your current home worth?
$370-ish.
And the reason you're selling it is because you don't want to rebuild it if there's another hurricane?
I'm afraid that another hurricane will come, and not only will I have damage to my house, but my parents' house, evacuating them, finding a place for all of us, going through the hell that we went through in 2018 alone.
You're going to do it again if you live in Florida.
Yeah.
Most likely. I mean,
even if you rent, you're not going to escape it.
How long have you lived in Florida? Your whole life?
I moved in 2013 from Texas.
And so in 2013, this hurricane that came through last, was that your first big one?
Yes and no. I had lived in Florida previously, but it was far away from the coast. That was Opal. Opal was just a lot of wind and rain.
Unless you plan on moving your elderly parents out of Florida and everybody sells and moves north, there's no avoiding this.
Yeah, I mean, moving into a rental doesn't avoid it. It just means that somebody else has to rebuild the house. But
you still have to evacuate. You still have to do all the things.
You still have to go through all the issue. So, no, I don't think that's a logical fear that I would deal with. I know it's been hell, and I know you've been wounded by this, and I'm hearing the pain in your voice. I'm sorry for that. But no, I would not liquidate a home unless I'm moving away from Florida.
Yeah.
Buying or selling a home in this weird, wild world requires facts, not drama. And there's a lot of drama and falsehoods floating around, particularly stuff like TikTok and so forth regarding real estate and what's really happening out there. You need real facts. We'll help you with that. We have a website called U.S. Housing Market Trends that gives you simple facts so you'll know what's really going on. Check it out at RamseySolutions.com/market. Or click the notes and click in the show notes if you're on a podcast or YouTube, and it'll put you right in there. Jessica is in Massachusetts. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
I just have a question. It's kind of more of like advice on how to proceed from here. So just a little background. My husband and I followed your steps. We paid off all of our debt, and thank you for the leadership in that way to get us through to where we are now.
Well, congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So we're having a little bit of an issue with interpersonal relationships now that we are in a spot where we're kind of living like nobody else, like you have stated, and a lot of our friends and family members are kind of making remarks towards us when we do something because we have the means to do it. Like we bought, my husband bought his truck outright, and people are like, "Oh, it must be nice."
Who are people?
It's mostly people like my husband's friends.
He needs new friends.
That's
think
called
so, too.
haterade. That's haterade.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
real friends are exposed when two things happen: crisis and success.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you find out who your real friends are. So your husband has found out that he has acquaintances.
Yeah.
They're not friends.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Friends know how to celebrate you.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I've got a friend that made an amazing amount of money selling his business the other day, and the only thing I can think of to say is, "Way to go! I'm proud of you."
Right.
Because he's like my friend.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't roll my eyes and go, "All billionaires should be taxed." I mean, really.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
Yeah.
So is that what they're
Yeah.
saying? Must be nice. That's what they're saying to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of like making like snide remarks like that when we talk about it. And I mean, it's not like we didn't try like before when we first started to do your program.
Number one, we don't need to talk about it so much. We just need to do whatever we're going to do.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be a lot of discussion. But number two, if somebody does that, they get about 2 of those, and third strike, they're out.
Yeah. I mean, he could, if you really think it's a friend, which the behavior doesn't suggest that, but if it is something that you're like, man, I really want to see, then just ask him about it. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
If I had a friend that I'd been friends with for years and they started with this business, I would believe in the friendship enough to say, hey, when you say that, what do you mean? Because if the tables were reversed, I'd be happy for you. And I would just ask him. And then you're going to learn a lot by their response, or he will. And then you can take it from there.
But I think what you've got is you're not real friends, is what I think.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think you're just going to find out. I mean, we found out during COVID, we had a whole bunch of negative press, and we found out who our friends were.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out when we're very successful and we get in the Hall of Fame and we have another #1 best-selling book, we find out who our friends are. But the number of times I'm going to tolerate someone calling up and going, well, look at you. I'm going to be going, well, look at you, moron. I mean, seriously.
I mean, I want to give a little bit of grace for sometimes people have moments where they do not show up as their best self. I mean, I'm just saying.
But I'm saying, I call them. You're saying call them out. You're going to be a little more gentle in calling them out than I am.
I don't know about gentle, but I am going to call them out.
Yeah, I'm going to be going, hey, that what you're doing right there is just dumb.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And we're not going to be doing this anymore. So not if you want to hang around here. So, and if it's family, then you just limit the amount of time you're around them. Just go, I can't hang out here. It's too much negativity.
Yeah.
All you're doing is trashing everything I've been working hard for. And it's like, the one I love is, you're so lucky.
Oh.
That one pisses me off.
That's
like a hot button. I'm like,
so lucky.
Lucky's got work overalls on. Is what Lucky's got.
Okay.
Lucky's got calluses. Lucky's got hours spent while you were sitting on your butt drinking beer watching Netflix. That's what Lucky's got. I got your Lucky.
Okay.
That gets me Lucky's butt.
I feel it.
Man, that gets me going right there. You're so lucky. Luck didn't have squat to do with this, darling. It was not luck at all. God's blessings, I'll go with, okay? And my hard work. There is some corn in the field because we freaking planted some corn. Luck had nothing to do with it, okay? Hello.
I can tell this really bothers you.
Yeah, this one bothers me. I can't stand it. It's like, and it's even people out there just in the comments and stuff. I don't read the comments and junk, but that I used to get when I used to interface with people on Twitter when it was new, and you could argue with people back then. It was kind of fun, and I would just go at them, because it's so fun. And then, yeah.
You know what I hate? It's a combination of two. When people say, "Oh, are you still doing your little budget or whatever?"
Oh yeah.
It's little. Or whatever.
Yeah, demeaning.
Yeah.
Demeaning.
Are you still doing that little business
still doing
thing?
That little... Yeah, I'm still. It's got. I got a little $1 million from it, and so. Matter of fact, I got $2 little $1 million.
Yeah.
There's 2 of those little $1 million over there from that, and might be 3 soon of those little $1 million. And but still, we're still working on that little. Yeah, you're right.
I hate that.
That's so demeaning.
I hate
it's
that.
Like, pat you on the head. Aren't you cute?
Oh, you doing that little?
Aren't you cute?
Still working on that little.
You still doing that little
had?
Dave Ramsey cult thing?
Oh.
Yeah. That one. That's hilarious.
Right?
It's funny. So here's the deal. The Catholics have a wonderful saying. They say that envy is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Wow. Yeah.
And so jealousy is I want what you have. Envy is I don't think I can have what you have, so I don't want you to have it.
That's diabolical.
It's diabolical. It's evil at its core.
Yeah, it is.
And so that's the kind of stuff you run into, Jessica, as you start to win. But it does. It separates the sheep from the goats. It separates the wheat from the tares. And it's pretty obvious. I mean, I got poison over here, and I got fruit over here.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to hang out with the fruit, and the poison's going to have to go away.
Yeah, because they can't cheer you on.
You
they
are
can't encourage you.
Opting out of my life by being a butt. I'm serious. I mean, it's just how this works.
That's right.
We'll talk about it depending on how long the friendship, quote unquote, has been going on. Be how gentle we are or how much we talk about it. But if it's a casual thing, I'll just casually not be available anymore.
That's right.
I'm casually not going to show up at your next deal. I'm saying that because I don't want to hang out with a bunch of goats.
That's so good.
Not the deal. So yeah.
It is disappointing though when that happens.
It does aggravate you, but and I'm still capable, obviously, of getting aggravated about it. But yeah, you're so lucky. You're so lucky.
Must be nice.
Yeah, man. Just line up behind that luck and think about the number of hours, the number of airline miles. Oh my God, the amount of time I spent in a jet, flying and going through freaking TSA, and oh man, the stuff we've done, the work, the hotel rooms, gross, grotesque, gross. Instead of sleeping in your own bed, you're so lucky. I don't think so. Our scripture of the day, Luke 6:37. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Benjamin Franklin said, creditors have better memories than debtors. This is true. Marcia's in Spokane, Washington. Hi, Marcia. How are you?
Hey, I'm just groovy.
Cool. How can we help?
Hey, yeah, my husband passed away this last winter or spring.
I'm sorry.
And it was kind of a bummer, but trying to get things put together financially. You know, fortunately, I don't have a problem in that we have money, which is nice. But trying to figure out how to be wisest with what I've got. And I've been listening to you and hearing about, I think I just turned the IRAs into to Roth and wondering if that would be a good choice for me. I don't know if it helps you to know what I've got going.
How old are you?
I am 60. I'll be 67 in a week.
67. All right. And
Yeah,
how much were you left in IRAs?
Well, I got 1.2 in SEPs. 300 in an IRA, and then I've got right now 420 sitting in a high 3.75, and debts are about 50,000 on our house, and that's at about 3.75 also. And then we have a rental in Huntington Beach that we use for our kids who are missionaries down there and other missionaries to live in, and that one we owe about $725 on.
And it does not create an income because you furnish it to missionaries.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's just kind of on its own. Okay. I have income, fortunately, your last conversation with, because we had years tell us,
you're cutting out a little bit, Marcia. I didn't hear all that. You have an income that's what?
I have an income of Social Security of $3,700 from my husband, and then about $30,000 a month from our network marketing business.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, so you got plenty to live on, obviously.
I got plenty to live on. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And to figure out how to be the wisest.
Yeah.
With the other stuff.
Well, the no-brainer is take some of the high-yield savings to pay off your mortgage.
The $50,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Like tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a no-brainer.
Okay.
The other two areas I do want to work on long-term, but none of them are a panic, is I want to get with your SmartVestor Pro or whoever's helping you with your investments and start talking about moving the IRAs and the SEPs gradually into Roth. Because whatever's not there when you hit 72 and a half, you're going to have required minimum distributions. And you make enough money from the network marketing stuff to pay the taxes that are created if you move some money over systematically every year for the next several years. Because if it's all in Roth, it's growing from that point forward tax-free, and it passes to your kiddos, if you've got them, or your heirs, tax-free, and no required distributions on any of it. If it's in a traditional, it's going to have required distributions over 10 years on inherited, and required minimum distributions if you're alive, and it's paying out to you, required to pay out to you. So they're going to get their tax money. It's just a matter of when and what it looks like.
here's another thing I didn't throw in there on that 300 in the IRA.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually from an old IRA that he had with Shriners through whatever. But so I have 3 years to decide what I want to do with that. If I want to continue it where it is, move it into something else. I don't really understand that.
I don't know what it's in, why you would have anything that's 3 years. What the Shriners?
Well, within the 3 years, it's in Trans-American, I think is what does it. But I got a letter, and within 3 years, I need to decide what my final place I want it to land.
Okay.
Is.
Again, do you have someone that's advising you on your investments?
Not really.
Okay. So jump on RamseySolutions.com and find a couple of the SmartVestor pros and interview them in the area. We're not in the investment business, but these are people that we have vetted that give advice that sounds like we did it, like we said it, okay? And that's why we're willing to put our name beside them. And they have the heart of a teacher, which is most important, because I want you to understand everything you're doing or don't do it, okay? But basically, I see three things I want to do. One, I want to pay off your house today. Two is I want to begin a systematic move of the IRA and the SEP into good growth stock mutual funds and Roth IRAs, and I think you can pay the taxes out of your huge income because you're making $360,000 a year, and I got a feeling you don't spend anywhere near that.
You're right.
Okay, and so
you're right.
Yeah, and so if you spend $100,000 a year on taxes out of that, and you're able to move all this stuff into Roth, it's really a good move. And I'm going to begin to do that. It doesn't have to happen immediately, but put a system on that. And the third thing is I got to deal with that $725,000 mortgage.
Rental, yeah.
That mortgage has got to go away at some point. And I don't know what you're going to do to make that go away, whether you're going to use some of your investments and some of your income to make it go away, or whether you're going to look at selling it.
Yeah. How long, I mean, what did you think? When's that going to play out till having other people stay there?
Well, as long as the Lord calls their ministry to be there, they head up a ministry called Circuit Riders from Youth with a Mission down there, and that's something we've been committed to.
Yeah, and what's that property
supporting.
worth?
About $2 million.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And
another option is find $1.25 million property that you pay cash for, and move them into that.
Right.
Sell that and move them into that. That might be another option.
That's a great idea.
You know, something like, because that's not exactly slumming it. So
no, it's not. They live downstairs, and then upstairs is a mother-in-law, and they have 4 staff members live upstairs, and pay rent also up there.
Okay.
Which
I don't know. I mean,
kind of playing around with.
I don't care how you do it, but whether you move to $1.25 million, $1.5 million, and you pay cash for that, but I don't want you sitting there at 75 years old with a $700,000 mortgage for a missionary property. I want you to pay it off.
Okay.
Somehow or another, because I want that stability and peace for you, because you're being so generous, and I appreciate what you're doing, and I'm familiar with Youth with a Mission, very familiar, and so I know exactly what's going on there, and you know I think what you're doing is awesome. So keep it up, but let's figure out a way to do it where it doesn't leave you quite so vulnerable. And it could be that we got 420 in a high yield savings. We take 50 out. That's 370 towards 7.25. That's only 300,000. You may just pay it off out of your income. Reduce it by that high yield savings, and then pay it off out of your income. But I'm not going to be sitting there with a high yield savings account and a bunch of mortgages. That money needs to be used to start clearing stuff, or some other strategy. But those are the 3 areas, if I were in your shoes, that I would be working on. I'm sorry for your loss. But it sounds like you guys have done an absolutely wonderful job creating income and taking good care of it. So congratulations. And obviously you and he together have left you in a really good spot.
Yeah.
And
so important.
That's good. So, yeah, 3 things. Let's clean up those SEP IRAs and move them into Roths. Let's pay off your house tonight. And then let's start trying to figure out how we're going to pay off the property in Huntington, or how we're going to shift it to a different property to where we end up net debt free. And so I mean, I don't care if you just pay it off and keep it. It's not a bad idea. I think that's kind of what I'd probably do. I'd throw $370 of that high yield savings at it,
and then
the rest. $30,000 a month coming in. I'm gonna just chunk that puppy and be done with it in about a year and a half, 2 years. I don't want you hitting 70 years old with a mortgage. That's what I don't want. Even if you got $1 million laying over there, I still don't want you having a mortgage. So that we got to work towards that. That's the direction. Good question, Marcia. Thank you for calling. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.